Hello everyone, welcome to the boot room. Not in the boot room this week, we're on the road, Stu. We're in the Town Hall, an Ipswich Town Heritage exhibition. And the FA Cup is here, which is timely given that Ipswich are in FA Cup action this weekend against Lincoln City. The FA Cup has not been kind to Ipswich Town. Ipswich Town have not been kind to the FA Cup for a good 10 years. So what are we hoping for from this one?
A win, in short. Almost 10 years without one. The cynic in me would suggest it will go to a replay, because it always does, as it did against Lincoln in January 2017. And it did not go too well in front of the BBC One cameras at Sincil Bank that day, did it?
No, I was watching that game in Japan. It was horrible. It was not good, at a very low point in Ipswich Town's history. 59 places distance between those two teams then. I think it's 16 now. Lincoln coming up, Ipswich coming down. And that's where we're at going into this game.
Right, this is the point where we try and pick a team, which is a difficult one this weekend. I'll give you the ball. I'll point the mic over to you.
Lambert's already promised changes, so changes he shall have. This is the team that I would play. I would play Will Norris in goal. You might think that Thomas Holy would come back in. If you're giving Will Norris league games, I'd play him in this as well, give him a run of games to really show what he can do. I think it's a given that we'll see a back four of Donasian and Ciala, first game since the Accrington game. Wilson and Kenlock, he'll come back in. A midfield, I think you'll see left to right would be Georgiou, Dazelle, Hughes. But I would play Alan Judge on the right. He played well at Southend. He backed that up with a good performance at Rochdale on Tuesday night. He thinks he's getting back to something close to his best. And I think you need to give him games to try and do that. And then that would leave a strike force of Will Keane. And unless Jordan Roberts is fit and over a toe injury, I'd probably go Armando Dobra in there just off. What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's a lot of changes there, isn't it? How many are we talking about keeping their place? Two. Norris and Judge out of that team. You could throw El Mizzouni in the mix, possibly, but I think it probably will be something very similar to what you've just suggested. Do I have some slight fears about that? Because we've been here before with cup games, haven't we, with 9, 10, 11 changes, and it's very hard for teams to gel when you're full of sort of mix and match players like that, but there should be enough quality within those ranks. We don't know how seriously Lincoln will take it themselves, but they're not quite the upwardly mobile force they were, so yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Right, so we've established plenty of changes, which means some fresh faces to have a look at that we don't normally see. Who's getting your attention, Stu? Who are you watching closely?
Andre Dazelle, I think. He gave a little reminder of his ability with that very brief cameo on Tuesday night. Came on and slid away a well-weighted pass that ultimately ended with Jackson having a shot saved. But Ipswich hadn't created a huge amount from open play, and he unlocked the door within seconds of coming onto the pitch. He's found his league time limited. He's out of contract in the summer. These are the sort of games that he now needs to remind everybody just what he's all about. So I'm hoping that he can do just that. You?
All eyes on the defence for me. There's three men in there who have found game time really hard to come by, just like Andre has. But these guys have maybe not found themselves in Lambert's rotation. So there's Janoy Donasian, no league appearance since mid-August. Toto Ciala, who's only played 45 minutes in the league all season before coming off at half-time after a bit of a nightmare at Accrington. And then Miles Kenlock, who started the first 7 league games. We've not seen him in the league since. 3 guys, all with a point to prove, just trying to show Paul Lambert that they can be depended upon in the league if need be. I'll be watching those 3. The final question is always a prediction. Will Ipswich Town win a cup game for the first time in nearly 10 years this weekend, Stu? Tell me.
Yes, I'll go with yes. I have fears about a lot of changes and how that might disrupt the side, but ultimately I think when you're talking about the likes of Emir Hughes and Will Keane being your backup players now, I think it might be a bit different this year. I'll go with 2-1.
My gut feeling, since the day this tie was drawn out of the hat,
don't say it,
is that it's going to go to a replay. I think it's going to be a draw this weekend. Then you take your chance at Sincil Bank again. We'll see. I'm not going to predict that one now, but 1-1.